Hello everybody, welcome to 2022-2023 school year. Hope you're excited, whether this is your first semester or a second semester. It's just a new school year. Hopefully things get back into some kind of a normal, or however we can define that nowadays, and just kind of get back in the swing of things. I want to go over a few things like I do every year, just because right now, again, I have this video because, again, I teach quite a few classes and our year one students are on the other side right now. And I'm going to be kind of talking to them. And in here, one way that we kind of communicate is I do some videos. I do my best to try to come in here and check on you. I do want to try to introduce the projects more and more, but the video will always kind of be a backup in case you're not there or I just can't on that time. Just because I do value the time that we have together. And I feel bad that I can't be here as much as I would like to be because the year one students are the ones who usually need the most help on stuff, because in order for you to take year 2, year 3, year 4, again, you need an A- or better in that class, or the previous one. So you do have some level of maturity, that you can self-sustain yourself. And I do want to really make sure that we emphasize, kind of a culture of helping each other out as a year 2, 3, or 4 student, okay? Which means that if you're year 3 or year 4 and we have some year 2s in here, help them out a little bit, okay? Talk to each other back and forth, and if you're struggling with an idea or a concept or even understand the project and I can't help you at that very second, just be there and get to know each other, regardless if you're a sophomore and the other person's a senior, okay? Because we all have a thread of commonality in here, which is you're all really interested in drawing or painting or metals or sculpture or pottery. Okay, so I need your help on that. Remember, this is our board. I do block out the areas where I don't typically have a class that semester. I work on this Friday nights. So just kind of pay attention. Whether if you're in sculpture too, find that. Find the date that's along here and start following along with that. Every year there's something different. That's why every year I make this video. A couple big changes because of issues, last year or some things I've been thinking about is that you need to be able to take this class a little more seriously, okay? In the sense that while I understand that this is your chance to kind of kick back and relax a little bit, you can't do it to a point where you just kind of blow off the class entirely, okay? And not that I've really had that. I had that with a situation a couple times last year, and that's why I want to emphasize that this is an advanced class, okay? And you have to be able to understand when you take an advanced class that it does require some time commitment, and if you have AP this and AP that, and you have you're in sports and you're working, yeah, that is a lot. And the downside with art is just that it is time consuming, okay, to do something well. So you've got to make sure that this is a good fit for you, okay? If you really enjoy it, you should have no problem whatsoever, okay? If you're just taking this because you think this will be easier than another class, that is where you might have a little more of an issue and you're not going to be able to meet the deadlines. Because from now on, you are going to be deducted points if you do not turn something in on time, okay? Year 1 is going to be in a similar situation. I'm going to still offer them that 1 week grace period, but when I offered that for the year 2, 3s, and 4s last year, they would not work on their current assignment, even though I came in and I said, you got to put it away. I would have to do that every day, and it got to be ridiculous, okay? So you are going to lose points when you don't turn something in. One of the concerns that a lot of employers have is they feel like teachers sometimes are too nice, with, yeah, I'll give you, some credit here, or I'll just extend the deadline and it's not that big a deal. And as an employer, they want people, if they want something done by a certain date, they need it done by that date, and they sometimes are a little more critical of the school district, or this is like any school, that we don't hold that accountability. So it is a skill that we need to develop here, especially as designers, and as artists. If you have somebody that's paying you to get a project done, they want it done at that time, not, oh, I'll get to you next week or the week after that, or sometimes in my situation, 2 months, after it was due. Okay, so it got to a point that there's going to be a consequence, So if it's due on Friday and and you're here that Friday and you do not turn it in, it will draw 10%. Okay, and then for every week after that, it'll drop another 10%, another 10%. Now I still want to make sure that you get credit for the class. So I'm never really going to fail you on a project that's done well, but it might have been turned in like 6 weeks late. Okay, so you'll get a 60%, so you'll get that D minus. So I stopped cutting my stuff down once I hit 60. And understand, that's if your project's done very well. If it's something you just threw together, and I would normally give it a 70, I'll deduct 40% of that. And so then you get that, that 30% instead. So just be aware of that, okay? Sometimes there's situations, like if it's due Friday and you want the weekend to work on it, I try to be flexible on stuff because I know how busy you are, on everything. So just talk to me about that, but I'm not going to extend it very much because you're taking that time away in class, because then it just kind of compounds, where you only have 12 days to finish a project. You spend 5 of those days finishing up your last project, and you should be like halfway done with your next one, and you haven't even started yet. So that shows me that you are not ready to be taking advanced classes, okay? Because it has not become a priority, okay? So I want to be really clear with that, okay? So in order for you to get your name on that pottery 4, or drawing 4, or those plaques, from now on, it just goes up in terms of kind of being a little more rigorous in terms of the curriculum. Okay, that's a big one. Second big one is if you are a senior, you can still do your senior tiles, but it's no longer going to be for the competition project. That you can do that one for your choice project. Okay, so our first quarter and third quarter, if you're a senior and you want to do a senior tile for a project grade, do it for that, okay? Because your competition project will no longer take it. In terms of the competition project, another big change on that one this year, then going forward, is that you can no longer do the Blick one, because we've had a couple issues with it, and it's just way too relaxed, that it doesn't give you more of the authentic feel of how it is to enter a real art competition. Okay. And the second thing is that we are starting an art club this year, and you do not have to be in art club to be in year 2, year 3, year 4. But if you are an active member in art club and you participate in like 3 different events, I will take those events and that will become your grade for your competition project. Okay, so that means if you're an active member. So if we do pumpkin painting, or something like that, and we do a night of it, and you're there painting the pumpkins with us, that counts as 1. And then you show up over at the football field when we sell the pumpkins, that would be your second event. And then let's say that you were a part of our freshman fast start, and you were there and you helped monitor and ask questions when people came in to ask you about art club or open art room night. That's 3. You now have those 3, so that semester 1, you can record that and say, I did those. Now, semester 2, if you did those 3, that's fine, that still counts. You can't count it twice. You can't say, I'm going to do semester 1 and semester 2. So that is an option, okay? If you're taking multiple art classes and you have sculpture 2 and painting 3, then that would be 6 events you'd be able to participate in. And I'm sure people are going to ask, well, which one is easier? Should I be an art club member and do this? Is that easier, or is it easier finding the competition, and then doing something? I probably would say it's probably easier finding the competition and doing something, but I want to have it as a benefit on helping out with our club, okay? But it'll probably be a little more work just because of the time commitments, and if you already have a passion for art and you want to be an active member of our club, it's just one thing I can take off your plate, and you don't have to do that, okay? But if you have no desire, don't join, okay? And put your time into something else with it, and still be a Pottery 3 student, and you find that competition and maybe win some money or win some notoriety. Okay, so those are a couple things. Otherwise, I want to kind of switch focus here a little bit, and I want to talk about the tools and stuff and where your lockers are and everything else out. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so if you are in drawing 2, 3, or 4, these are where all of your toolboxes are at. Okay, so if you ever need to have right when you come in, one of our first things is you check it out. Get your name here and figure out which one you want. After about 2 weeks, and I know people aren't moving in and out of classrooms, I will take all the extra ones out of here. So then, if you need an extra cubby to be able to kind of store more stuff in, you are welcome to claim another one. Okay, there are times when I have a full class, and there are times that I might only have 2 or 3. It really kind of depends. Usually second semester, it just is crazy busy during that time. Don't forget in any class, over here are where my worksheets are at that I grabbed for you. But you find drawing 2. I have no drawing 3 students this semester when I'm making the video. Painting 2, painting 3, art, metals, and jewelry 2, sculpture 2, sculpture 3, pottery 2, pottery 3 is on this side. So you're going to find your worksheets here. You're going to find your checkout sheets, when you first kind of come in. But that's where you're going to find your stuff. Painting. Painting, you guys are on this side. Okay, so you're going to be, again, grabbing all your stuff, come to your painting 2 or 3, grab your checkout sheet, and then you can go with it. Don't forget that you also have these. A big change that we had for this year is that everybody gets 10 of these, and that's all you get. So I would write your name with a Sharpie or something, put a piece of tape on here or whatever, so you know that it's yours. Now, if you want more, it'll be 25 cents a piece if you want more than that. So that is something that we will have out here as well, so you can be able to kind of claim those. So then painting. So sculpture students, you guys are going to be here. You're not going to have a locker. That's only going to be for the Sculpture 1 students. I kind of took the extra shelving out of here, so you have a very wide shelf. It has a toolbox this year instead of buckets. If you need a bucket, just ask. A lot of times in the storage room I have them, but you will also get a piece of tape that's not here already, get your name on there, and figure out which one you want. I would almost recommend when you come in, see how many sculpture students there are. If there are only 5 of you, I would just stay at one side, and then I can remove all this stuff. And so number 22 right here, they could have this whole area right here to themselves. If it's more than 5 students, then we'll have to share a little more. But right now, you all have kind of just that open space. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions on that. Okay, pottery students. Red is pottery 2. Black is going to be pottery 3 and 4. Okay, so make sure you grab the right color. And that's more for me to just kind of be able to look around real quick and remember whose is what. You all have the same kind of tools in there, so that's not that big of a deal. Now, same thing. This whole section is supposed to be for you. Okay, so we're looking at from here to here. Everything else on this side is going to be for the pottery 1 students as you kind of work on it. So make sure that gets labeled as well and accordingly. If there's only a few of you, just put 1 here, you have the whole shelf. If there's more than 1, 2, 3, 4, you're probably going to want to share them and be able to kind of figure out how you're going to work with your space. Okay, art, metals, and jewelry. Right now, these top ones on the very top are going to be your toolboxes. So you're going to want to check them out. Everybody has their own cubby. The ones that are going to be over here are also going to be art, metals, and jewelry for 2 and 3 and 4 students. So it should be labeled that, so there shouldn't be any confusion. Same thing, grab your toolbox, grab one of the checkout sheets, and just kind of make sure you have all your tools. Well, I hope all that made sense. If it doesn't, remember I am there for you. I do spend about 90% of my time with the year 1 students, but if you have a question, email is a fantastic way for me to kind of communicate with you quickly. So like between classes or in my prep, I can email back to you. Also, anytime I'm in here and I say, do you guys have any questions? That is an absolute time that you need to take for me to help you out with something. Okay, so I'm there for you. Get to know other people in your class, and just make sure you try to watch through the videos, try to understand the worksheets. And then when I'm in here, I want to be able to kind of chat with you and just see how you're doing and offer some advice on your projects. Okay. Other than that, just good luck. Let me know if you have anything, and start thinking about those choice projects and those competition projects. And good luck on this school year. Thanks.